So today I've got a pretty cool little 56 Bel Air that I just finished up for a customer. Pretty neat little car. We did pretty much everything to it. LS3 crate motor, 4L80 transmission, put a RideTech 4-link sit up on it, 4 9-inch. Tubular control arms, coilover shocks all the way around, just kind of get a good stance. Went ahead and upgraded to some new tires and wheels. A lot of interior stuff too. We'll check out the engine bay, see what we've done. Under the hood here, we've got, like I say, a GM 495 horse crate LS3. Pulled the original small block 350 with the turbo 350 transmission out of it. While we had it out, of course, cleaned up the frame rails and went ahead and put the new control arms and stuff on it. The LS3, they fit in here really nice. I've been using Hooker headers. Used them on the last 3 Tri-5 LS swaps that I've done. Great fitting set of headers. They're a little pricey, but they parallel the frame rail great. I mean, and they don't hang down below the frame rail. A lot of the long tube headers, you do seem to give up a little bit of ground clearance, and they fit all pretty much the 605, the 500 steering boxes. Really happy with them. So along with some of the parts that I use on my LS swaps, I really like the CVF front runners. I've used them all, but I'm really happy with the quality of the CVF product. Fairly inexpensive compared to some of the others. You can get them in a black, polished, total complete kit. I mean, all inclusive. I mean, everything from the water pump forward. Great product. Really enjoy the fit and finish of them. And they've always done what they should have done for me. Done the aluminum radiator here. I get those from Auto City Classics, and then I've kind of fabbed up the little aluminum radiator shroud, and my customer wanted to put a little bit heavier transmission cooler on it instead of running it through the radiator, so that all kind of worked out pretty good, just keeping everything all together, and seems to work pretty good so far. So with a lot of these LS swaps, a lot of my customers seem to be a little bit of an older crowd. They're looking for reliability and comfort. With the updates that we've done with the suspension, putting the coilover shocks on them, the aftermarket tubular control arms, that really helps the ride quality because you have adjustability on the shocks. I mean, you can dial in the compression and rebound on them. Reliability wise, the original parts on it they're old. They're just worn out. Even if you do upgrade them with proper bushings and stuff like that, it's just a dated piece. This car was built in '56. Technology has changed quite a bit over the years. Putting these LS motors in there, they really seem to be what my customers are liking. Having the convenience of a 4-speed overdrive transmission, you can get them out on the road and not be zinging them in the trees with the RPM, and proper gearing and everything like that. They run really great. Good mileage. I mean, that's a lot of it. Is you can build plenty of horsepower with a small block or a big block, but none of them will get the mileage that an LS will, even with the same horsepower rating. Of course, obviously, right now we're in the interior of the car, and I point out some of the stuff that we've done. Dakota digital gauges. These happen to be the RTX series. Great gauges, any of their gauges. They make the VHX, HDX, RTX. The RTX is the retro series. That's really what a lot of my guys kind of like in this older stuff, but all the traditional looks as when it's shut off, but when you power it up, it's got a lot of information in it that's not available in any other type of gauge. Of course, we've updated, put vintage air conditioning in it. That's always kind of a must with a lot of my customers today. Vintage Air is a great product. I don't think you can really go wrong with the cost of it. You can buy a kit from them that's all inclusive. Myself, I like to buy just the evaporator kit and then the condenser kit, because I like to make my own lines and kind of route them the way I want to do. Of course, the dash on these Tri-5s, they've got their own little quirks and iconic looks of them and everything. With this particular deal here, like this radio, it looks all stock, but it does have USB ports, Bluetooth. It's got all the features that you would find in a new modern stereo. The original wipers on these things were vacuum operated and they didn't work all that great. But now we've got a delayed 5-speed hidden wiper system that is on par with what you would find in a modern car today. So as I spoke a little bit on the intro, this car does have a RideTech bolt-in 4-link, which is a great product, and it is totally designed to bolt in with some self-tapping screws, but I'm lucky because my son's a certified welder and he can lay down a bead as good as anybody. And it does have a Ford 9-inch rear end from Quick Performance. We ended up going with a 350 gear ratio in it. Just got a basic set of disc brakes on the back of it. They're just a solid rotor deal. He had already, the customer had disc brakes on the front. We just put brakes on the back of it to kind of match what we had already installed in the front. Car does have coilovers here on the rear too, QA1. QA1 I use quite a bit, or RideTech, you know, they both have a great product. My customer, he was kind of on the fence about his wheel choice. And you can get, this is a 275 width tire. That's about the widest you can get under a Tri-5 without mini tubbing it. We had a couple choices, and so really to be on the safe side, I went ahead and had the rear end, when I had it made from Quick Performance, narrowed up a little bit. You can always add a little bit of a wheel spacer and scoot your track width out, but you cannot go in any narrower. And so you kind of got one shot at it. You know, I don't like to have a real thick spacer, so we got it pretty close in the ballpark, but it just gives us a little bit more adjustability and possible choices on wheel fitment down the road. So with this motor and transmission combination, we did upgrade to the 495 horse LS3. The basic entry-level LS3 is rated at 430. They do make a 525 horse still too, but this car, really, my customers just want a nice cruiser. Like I say, it had an old small block in it that might have made 250, 300 on a good day. But with this horsepower level, I mean, it's got plenty of power to get out of its own way, but you know, but yet it's still friendly where, you know, you can get it out and just cruise around the neighborhood and not worry about everything loading up, and just still makes a good all-around cruiser car. If you got any questions on Tri-5s or pretty much any car, I mean, I'm not the expert on LS swaps, but I think this one here was my 27th swap. But check me out on Facebook. If you have any questions, I mean, feel free to text me on that and get with me, and happy to try to answer any questions you may have.